Oh my god. Alright. Should I sit on the pillow? I feel like I'm like... Hey guys, my name is Connie Joy and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're not new here, welcome back. Oh god, I guess I'm laughing. Oh my god. Alright, let me try that again. Hey guys, my name is Connie Joy and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're not new, welcome back. Oh god, this is terrible. This is going so terribly bad. Alright, let me try that one more time. Hey guys, my name is Connie Joy and welcome to my channel. Today's video has actually been highly requested and it is an honor to do it. I'm a little bit nervous because I haven't filmed a video like this in almost a year. Alright, this is the reason why I was nervous. It's starting to all hit me. As a survivor of child sexual abuse, I don't know, like maybe the more I talk about it one day I'll be able to say it without it, you know, kind of like hitting me right here, but it still does. I started creating Liberated Femme videos last May, I think it was. I made my first upload last May or last June, and I uploaded all of my videos about my childhood, alright, this is the reason why I was nervous. It's starting to all hit me. Guys, bear with me. I haven't uploaded a video like this in a few months, so I was able to upload these videos and get them out of my system. And then there was the response from you guys, and then there was an overwhelming response from the neighborhood and the community that I came from, the church that I was raised in. A lot of stuff happened. I mean, a lot of stuff came to light, and I had a few months to just absorb everything and reflect, and now we're here talking about some stuff again. So, but this video was requested, so it was requested a few months ago, and several people have actually reached out to me requesting the same type of video. So you guys asked, here it is. As a survivor of child sexual abuse, which I actually didn't even mention in the beginning of this video, what Liberated Femme actually is and what it represents. Liberated Femme is a series that I created to pretty much talk about my childhood. I was in the foster care system with my sisters, and I was sexually abused from the time that I was in to the time that I got adopted, and all the way up until the time that I was about 17 and a half years old. Before I was adopted, the other foster families that I was with, they sexually abused me. And when I got adopted, I was adopted with two of my sisters. We got adopted into the same foster home, and oh man, this is hard. Oh god, this is actually hard. I mean, I don't think this is gonna ever be something that, like, I don't know, like maybe the more I talk about it one day I'll be able to say it without it, you know, kind of like hitting me right here, but it still does. Whew. I didn't wear any makeup because I knew there was a chance I might get like a little teary-eyed, but this is not what I was expecting. Like, I expected it to be like further in the video before I started getting, you know, in my feelings, which is totally okay. It's okay. This is not a topic that is easy to probably listen to. It's not a topic that's easy to talk about all the time, especially when it's about you. And I think it's good. It's important that we always respond in this kind of way, this cringe way, this uncomfortable way, because that says that it's not normal. It's all too normal to some people that since it's not their kid, it's not their problem. See no evil, hear no evil, let's pretend it's not happening. You know? And then there are cases where victims and survivors want to talk about what happened to them, and people have the audacity to want to know why. Why now? And why? Those kind of responses, those are the wrong kind of responses to have. You're not supposed to respond that way. You're supposed to be empathetic and supportive of the victim, of the survivor. It happened to them. It's bad enough it happened to them. The action has already been done. It was already done. Like, it was already done, for Christ's sakes. That was the terrible part. Talking about it is not the part that sucks. Talking about it is not the bad part. It was done. The action was done. So the video that I'm filming right now that was requested was to talk about what you say as a survivor when somebody asks you, why now? Like, why are you talking about this? I don't know exactly which video it was, because a subscriber had commented, but there were just so many liberated femme videos that I've made that have been dedicated to the abuse that I went through, because I was abused by so many different people. So I don't really want to go on my phone right now. I don't really want to go through the videos and go through every single comment, because there's like 5 different videos and there's a lot of different comments. And I don't want to go through all of them just to find this one, because that means I have to read all of them again. So that's something that I don't know as a survivor. I don't know if that's something that I'll get used to, you know? But in a way, I'm grateful that I'm not numb to it, that I feel for it, that I still react to it. It's a blessing that I still have that intact. Like, that part of me is still intact. Because this is something that really can emotionally damage you and stunt you. And I never want to be that. Like, maybe I'm overly emotional to some people. Maybe I'm sensitive to some people. But I could be so cold-hearted. I could be numb. I could not give a damn. But that's not who I am. And I'm really grateful. I don't know how it happened, but I'm grateful that I have my emotions intact. What exactly do you say when people ask you why now? Like, why did you choose right here and right now, this moment, this year, this particular time, this juncture in your life to begin talking about this? I actually only was ever asked by one person through this whole entire ordeal. Through this entire ordeal, I was only asked by one person, why? Why now? Like, what was I trying to accomplish? Only by one person. But that's probably because if you guys have watched any of my Liberated Femme videos, you know that, you know, my abuser is registered. So it really wasn't a question of, is it true or not? So, you know what I mean? Because most of the time when somebody asks you, well, why are you talking about it now? It kind of really is them saying, like, they're not saying it's not true, but they're trying to figure out, why is this motivated by something? Like, are you trying to get something, like, are you trying to gain something from this? And the insulting thing about that is, that question has no business coming out of the mouths of someone who did absolutely nothing to help the survivor or the victim. However you want to be labeled, if you're a victim going through it, if you're a survivor having lived through it and survived it. But I don't even know how to really answer or respond to that question, because it's just kind of like, who do you think you are? Who do you think you're cross-examining? What do you think, you're a lawyer or something like that? That kind of question is something that a lawyer would say in court. Who do you think you are to ask a survivor, why now? Why now? You know what you can do? If you are a survivor and somebody ever asks you, when you talk about what you've been through, when you vent, when you heal, when you go through what you're going through, you ask them, what you need to ask is the person that abused me, why me? Why me? Why did you choose me? Why did you take that from me? Why me? It's so insulting. And thank God I've only heard it once. Thank God I've only heard it one time. But it makes me angry. Because if I really ever had to hear that, if I had to hear that from people, oh my God, I don't know what I would do. Like, I don't know what I would do. My heart aches for people, and my heart aches for victims that get asked this question. My heart aches for victims that are going to still get asked this question in the future, because this is not something that's going to change. We can do better. We can do better. At the same exact time that you're going to sleep, you're putting your kids to bed, tomorrow you're going to be getting ready for work, leaving, starting your day, there are predators that are literally watching us. And that's not to be paranoid or pessimistic or anything like that. They're watching us. There's a predator somewhere watching us. They're registered. They're all those little red dots on those little apps. Yeah, the ones that locate the predators in your neighborhood. Yeah, they're all over the damn place. They're watching us. So instead of thinking of why a survivor or a victim comes out when they come out and talk about what happened to them, what? You're worried about them talking, and meanwhile, there's somebody probably looking at your child for all you know. Like, look at the world around you. As a survivor, I say, look at the world around you. The question is not what motivated a victim to talk about how they were violated and abused. What? What are you on drugs? Or is everybody on drugs? What? What? People, and ordinary, regular, behind people will sit up here and interrogate and question a victim as if you're getting paid to What? I'm so sorry, guys. I do not want this video to be a whole entire series of me making all this crazy behind faces of confusion. But I really thought that I had it together as far as what I was going to say. But I just can't process. I can't get behind the thinking of a person that even thinks that. I just can't. Like, I just don't understand it at all. Because what you're also saying is you're inconveniencing things. What are you doing? What are you doing? Don't talk about that. We forgot about that. So we're not talking about it anymore. What are you doing? Like, oh, I'm sorry. Am I inconveniencing your life? Oh my God. No, say no more. No. I'm hearing what you're saying, and I see you don't like it. Maybe I'll wait maybe 10, 15 years. Or, you know what, no. I'll do you one better. I can take these secrets to my deathbed and tell my grandkids about it. So they will know when I kick the bucket that I suffered and carried this burden to my deathbed. I didn't want to inconvenience anybody. You got the right one, because I inconvenienced everybody that was involved in my story, and I don't care, and I'm not taking nothing back, and I'm not sorry about anything. Not a thing. Not a single thing. Not a single thing. To all the survivors out there, to all the victims out there that that are still surviving through their trials. God, it's a really hard thing to talk about. Like, it's hard to say that I know that there are people out there right now being abused, but I know that. And that's hard, because this video is not going to mean the same thing as it means to a survivor. And that, like, really does, like, that hurts me. But don't you dare ever be sorry for surviving. These are the scars that we bear from what happened. It doesn't make us who we are, but it has molded us. And I'm not sorry for anything that I say or do that's going to help me heal. I'm not sorry for it, and no one should be sorry for it. No survivor should be sorry for talking about how somebody else took something from them that was God-given and their decision and choice to give. No one should be sorry for that. As a matter of fact, it's videos like this that help connect us to other survivors just like us, who need to hear things like this. So thank God for the internet. Thank God for the ability to connect with other people. Thank God for it. Because without that, my God, we would still be sitting here and relying on support groups, local support groups. Survivors should not be passive. We're not broken. We should not be timid. We're survivors. We are survivors. I made my videos because I knew deep down Not even that deep down, actually. But I knew that even as an adult, even though I technically survived, I knew that I still carried so much of what happened with me. Like, I was just existing. No matter how well or how bright everyone else thought I was shining, I was still existing. I wasn't the best of me. So many decisions that I made them passive aggressively. When it came to certain people in certain situations, I was the little girl on Rubicam Avenue. I couldn't speak up for myself, I couldn't defend myself, and it started to get to me. There were times as a grown adult, as a grown woman, where I would be in situations where I was uncomfortable with people that I didn't want to be around, with men that I didn't want to be around, and they would attempt to violate me. They would. And my hesitation, it wasn't a hesitation of uncertainty, it was the fear. It was that uncomfortable fear that I had as a child being molested. And I knew that that was the thing that made me prone to getting into situations time and time again, like the one that was repeated in my childhood. And I knew that all types of predators of all different ages, when they saw that hesitation and they saw that nervousness, when they saw that in me, that made me a target. And I needed to fight my demons from my childhood in order to be able to tell people, to tell grown men when they're in my personal space, to back up. I don't want your number. You'll never get my number. Get away from me. Get out of my face. I'm calling the cops if you don't leave me alone. But before, I would just say, no thanks. No thank you, no. When you know that you've made somebody uncomfortable, like, you can tell. Men can tell pretty much. Men can tell based on like how they approach women, if they get into too close even by accident, how they respond to you being in their personal space. Men can tell when a woman may have been violated before. Even in conversations I could have with people, they'll be reading me. And it wasn't like I was welcoming them. I didn't have like a welcoming personality. I had this personality where it was kind of like challenging, but when they challenged me, they could see that I would back down, but in a nervous way, and then people could read me and they would just know like I could do all types of stuff to her and get away with all types of stuff. And it made it harder for me in a lot of different situations. It made it harder for me to get rid of people. Like, there are neighborhood guys that have tried to talk to me, and I have had to tell them for months that I'm not interested. And now it's been almost like 2 years that I've had to tell someone that I'm not interested in them. And well, I spazzed out, so it's another story. So just don't even worry about that anymore, because like I reached my limit and I was like, okay, all this nice girl stuff is not working. Maybe I need to cut you out. I'm sorry, obviously. If anything happens, again, I will obviously go to the authorities, but the nice girl approach wasn't working. So after I made my my liberated femme videos, I started getting really not crazy, but I was just like, let me tell you something. I said no. If you don't get your crusty it's different now. It's different. And it's not that like I'm crazy and ratchet and wild. It's just that when I made my videos, I took back like ownership over my body, because I felt like when I made certain decisions, since I hadn't conquered that, that demon, I still carried it with me. So I was not capable of telling someone, like, I could turn you down and say, no, I'm not interested. But if somebody like literally got into my personal space on a regular basis and they were able to manipulate themselves around me and do things that were like in my personal space to make me uncomfortable, you were easily wiggling your way into trying to get into my life. And the crazy thing about it is, so many times survivors, and I'm sorry, like, no offense, but it's just the psychology behind having been sexually abused as a child, but so many times survivors ends up with predators at an older age. And it's because predators know that we can be preyed upon. I can't be preyed upon no more, but that doesn't mean that I don't understand. Thank God I'm not the type of survivor that can develop, a love or romantic interest in somebody that is violating me, even in the smallest way. That discomfort does not make me trauma bound to you to entertain a relationship with you. If you make me uncomfortable, just yo, you need to stay away from me. You need to stay away from me, because the way that I feel now about somebody violating my personal space is I go from, I'm gonna let you know you did it, to straight anger. I just go to straight anger, like, don't do it again. Like, I'm just going straight to anger. And before, I went to discomfort and fear. And that is the wrong response. Because once someone can see that you're afraid, they can prey on that fear and they can control you. And that control that my foster brother had over me, that my foster mother had over me, it was haunting me as a grown woman, and that's why I had to make those videos. And I'm really glad that I did. I would make them again. I would make them again. And I'm grateful for anybody and everybody that I've inspired with having come out with my story and told. The support, it's still insane. It's still insane, and it still takes me a little bit of time to get back to comments, because I'm reading everything again, taking it all in, processing it, and, you know, responding. It still takes me a little bit, but I do it. I do it like in a few, maybe in a day or so, maybe 2 days. It takes me sometimes, but I'm getting back to people. And honestly, since having made those videos, I really am I'm a different woman. I am. Like, I really am. Like, I can't wait to meet you guys someday. As soon as I get, you know, like, you know, super famous. I can't wait to meet you guys someday, because I can't wait for you guys to see who this woman is. Like, who I was. I mean, I was great, but I'm not who I was. I didn't know I could be better. I didn't know I could be better. I mean, I knew I could, obviously we all aspire to be better, but I didn't know how good it feels to, like, get that off me. It's so, like, you have to do it to understand it. You know, in so many people's eyes, they'll say, oh, you know, well, you've made it on your own, and, you know, you have these 2 beautiful children, and you're a nurse, you know, you're doing so well, and da-da-da-da, and they think that that is, you know, the peak of having survived my childhood and surviving what happened to me. And it's not. That's not who I am now. This is the blessing. This is who I am now. Like, I survived it, but no, I didn't mentally survive it then. It made such a big difference to have talked about this with you guys and shared this. Such a big difference, because so much information came out after I created those videos from the community that I came from. And it pieced so much stuff together. You guys have to go watch those videos. Like, I've been told time and time again that they're hard videos to stomach. So brace yourself, but I will put all of those videos in the description box below. I don't suggest you binge watch them, but I don't think you can binge watch them. I don't know anyone that's binged watched those videos, but I hope I changed your life. So, and do me like a huge favor. So if you guys know somebody, anybody at all, whether they're a survivor or a victim going through it right now, send my videos to them, please. Do me that little favor. I'm sorry, guys. It's like hard. Like, when I was a kid, when I was a teenager going through this stuff, like, I didn't see, or I didn't think that there was anyone else but me going through it. Like, you don't think while you're being sexually abused that there's somebody else out there, you know, going through the same thing I'm going through. To have survived it and be an adult and know the statistics, it does really, like, it's personal. It's hard. That part about being a survivor, that part's hard. Like, knowing that, you know, there are so many kids right now that are victims. They're victims right now. That's really hard. We have to do the very best we can. If you see something, say something, tell someone, call the police. When there's a will, there's a way. Anything is better than leaving the child where they can continue to be sexually abused. Like, anything is better. God, that makes me sick just to think about that. I could never sit up here and know something about a child being abused and say, oh God, and say nothing? That could be my kid. Like, that's disgusting and repulsive to me. And if I talk about it anymore, I'm gonna probably get literally sick. So I'm not gonna even talk about it anymore. So guys, I hope this video made sense, and I hope I wasn't too off topic, but on a lighter note, everyone who's watching, if you are not subscribed to my YouTube channel, subscribe to my channel please. I have way more content than videos that are just about this kind of stuff, but it's not limited to entertainment. There are videos here that obviously will change your life in a good way. So subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, that way each and every time I upload any content, you can be the first to know. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you guys for requesting it, and don't hesitate to ask for more. Just comment down below.